I could be wrong. I could see more of a contested battle, but
Death
I
sheet.
do see the Seahawks pulling ahead in this one.
Mic check. Death sheet.
And like I said earlier, we've had to switch stream providers because
Say your name, please.
Twitch laying a hard ban on streaming a Second Life, period, and they ban users for it, things like that.
Timmy,
So
Timmy.
we switched to a new
Yeah, I got you
provider.
from earlier, Timmy.
I
You're good.
posted the link in local, so please
What?
again
Oh.
help me spread that
Lieutenant
around,
Dan.
number 88.
so that way we can get this to as many people as possible.
Lieutenant Dan,
And
number 88.
while I got some time, I'd like to say that we always need more streamers, commentators, refs. We actually struggled getting a streamer for this evening's game. So if you got a solid computer, pretty solid internet, please contact us about streaming. Contact Tom Box or Ray Robert about streaming. If you're interested in reffing or commentating,
head over there
contact
to
Matt Astar
to the pit boss
and Raz09.
All right, Mustangs.
And welcome for joining us on the stream. We are now live in stream. As previously stated, this is a contest between the Seahawks and the Mustangs.
Number 13.
From what I saw,
All right, thank you, Mustangs.
we scrimmed them yesterday.
Seahawks
Mustangs,
captains, please.
and we saw a lot more running than I think of the Mustangs of old. They like to bring back receivers as extra blockers and run the ball. They do that a lot. But they like a lot of quick screens and things like that.
Seahawks captains, please.
A very big
Crevin's Heroes,
Crevin's
Crevin's Heroes.
And we've all seen the kind of offense that the
Anybody else?
Seahawks like to bring to the table. Basically, just go 5 wide and split the zone.
Are you the only captain, Kevin?
No,
Punish a defense, whatever opening they leave, because as anybody knows,
They're special. Give them a second.
Football, and in any kind of coverage, there's going to be a hole. So Crevin really likes to just find the hole in the coverage and exploit it.
I'll sound Ledge 24. Shut the fuck up, Jay.
What are you doing?
So we'll have to see
The dishes
if
are clean.
Mustangs defense can
Just gotta
keep
scrape
up
the rest
with
of the food off them.
Seahawks offense.
Could be a defensive battle.
Who are your early key players? Who do you think we should watch out for this evening, Drad?
I think on the Mustang side, I think you gotta watch out for Staples and maybe Dexter. You gotta watch out. On the passing game, Blaze is usually pretty good too, so they usually got 3 key people on that team when it comes to the Mustangs.
You only get 3 relogs per.
Well, later, Ralph.
And then you're looking at the Seahawks side. Well, that's just a given.
I received information earlier that I don't think that Marlowe's actually going to be quarterbacking in this game. I think it will be Blaze.
Is it Blaze?
So yeah, we'll see her in the receiving side of it. She's still a pretty good receiver, so I do think that she'll still make an impact. Let's see. Trying to think of who else on there makes a good impact on the field.
You are the visiting team. You call the coin toss, heads or tails.
Well, we've got Greg. He's usually one of their key receivers. Kai.
Heads.
And we got
the coin toss.
Gotta do that one. Hit a player. If you see the coin coming towards you, back up,
Let's
please.
see who we got on the Mustang side playing.
Run.
Greg. We got
and it is heads.
NR.
We got Jace. We've got Cat. Blaze. Blaze is a good receiver.
We will
Dexter,
kick first.
Also a good receiver. Yep. Veronica. I don't see. Let's see. And Marlowe's here. They've got Scotty.
Got Staples.
Also,
Elnar.
remember that it is now a 45-second.
Actually,
Yeah, that was the one I had a problem with.
Elnar.
Okay.
Must be one of their.
Can Dante
one of their
reload?
pickups. And then on the Seahawks, we've got Alf, Dante, Angelo, Odith, Skinner, Skytower, Crevin, Jaden, and Maleficent. And then on their bench, they got Death Sheep, Timmy, and Pomeroz, Capone, Forager, Primetime. And then on the
So
they've
okay.
got Scotty on the bench
rules.
for the
So yeah,
Mustangs.
10 seconds into the play clock, then you can snap the ball.
Looks like the the
Got it.
Seahawks have elected to kick off.
Yeah, if the Mustangs defense can stay tight, they can pretty much possibly hold the Seahawks down a little bit. At least, be a
Dante,
little
run
bit
over to pit
competitive.
real fast.
The Mustangs have
Right.
tightened up a little bit this season.
They have. We saw them last
Doesn't
week
mean to take
against
his
the
hat off.
Patriots. They really held it strong up front. If they don't get pressure, if you let Kraft set and throw, he will kill you all game. Period. You can have the best coverage in the game out there. There's always going to be somebody open. He's got
As
a
per the rules,
plethora
it says no
of talented receivers
no
from top to bottom.
non-uniformed wear. So it's either
So if you
helmet or
let him
nothing.
set and throw, he'll kill you all game. You've got to get him moving. You've got to contain him. Don't let him run it. And we're also testing out a new ball. We've got version 6.7 out there, so we'll see some differences in animations. I believe that there is a lot less chance of a fumble.
Whole blocking and being able to tackle, a quarterback, when being stumbled, they will actually go down this time
Right.
instead of being
Also,
stumbled.
yes, the quarterbacks cannot throw out of a stumble. That's something that a lot of scrambling quarterbacks are going to have to adjust around. Also, the running animation looks different. That's a small detail, but that's something I noticed. We tested it out during a couple pickups today.
I'm definitely looking forward to seeing the way this ball works in this game.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys, as soon as I get off the field,
I
ball's
think
going
that
in
we
play.
will see probably a good bit more sacks than we're used to seeing.
Yeah,
I think that the D-line this season will get ever more important in your O-line. Last season, I feel like the battles were really won and lost in your receiving and your coverage. And I think this season, it'll be a little more earned out the trenches. So I think the teams that invested in a hardy O-line and a pretty steady D-line will see they'll reap what they sow.
And we got kickoff.
And it will be a touchback. I think they're going to have to flip it around. The ball should be placed at the 20. Just got to flip that first down line the other way. Just have to swap the possessions right quick.
I expect there's going to be a little bit of glitches,
Yeah, there are a little bit of bugs. We noticed during the pickup game that if you tackle somebody in the end zone, sometimes it messes up. There's a glitch to where it won't register that you had a touchdown. Things like that. But that's just stuff that, that's what beta testing's for, trial and error, things like that. Nothing's perfect, when you first release it. But it does look like we will have Blaze at quarterback. We've got the trip strike formation. He snaps the ball, rolls to his left. Got a little bit of time. He has somebody open in the deep left, and he just danced away from that one. I think he did a little bit too much dancing around the ball on that one.
Yeah, just a little bit.
He had a couple openings. He had one in the middle and one to that left. But I'm going to go with the receiver error on that one. It seemed like a pretty well-placed ball by the quarterback from my current angle.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there, Billy.
Do what?
I totally agree with you there, Billy. It should have been caught.
Down, set,
still that trips right. Snaps the ball, rolls to his right. One block. Still got some pressure. Getting pushed back. And I think he just got rid of it.
And that receiver did have a chance to get that ball, too.
Mm-hmm. That O-line has got to set quicker than that. The D-line for the Seahawks is really ferocious. Especially your guard. It seemed like they only had one block, and that was from the center. Your guard has got to get that OLB or possibly bring a receiver back to grab them on a check and release route before you go out. Somebody's got to grab that OLB because Odith is ferocious.
Set, hike.
Snaps the ball, rolls to his left. Got a little bit more blocking this time. He has a seam on the outside. Somebody open on the right-hand side of the field. He hits Dexter Frederick with it, and that should be a first down.
And And that's what the Mustangs really need to do. They need to keep that defensive on the field and be able to drive down the field to get some points.
Also, yes, absolutely.
Down, set, hike.
Snaps the ball, rolls to his right, and he just hitches it off to Staples for a 4-yard gain.
I believe that's a name we're going to hear a lot tonight.
Absolutely. I think that these quick routes are going to be their best bet, especially if they can't get their O-line to blocking like possibly it needs to be done.
Down,
The
set,
quick routes
hike.
are going to be the best thing to do. Just find the seam and hit it. He rolls to his left, trying to make a run for that first down, and he will be 3 yards short on the 44-yard line. Definitely a whole lot more scrambling than we've seen in the Mustangs of old with Blaze here at QB.
Down, set,
Definitely.
hike.
The Mustangs have really tightened up their offense a little bit this season again.
Snaps his ball, rolls to the right. Not a whole lot of pressure, a little bit of time, and he looks like that's going to be picked, and it is by Angelo.
Oh, he had that angle too, didn't he?
No, to me it looked like that Angelo baited the receiver into thinking he was open. The quarterback saw an opening, and Angelo just jumped that route.
Pretty much.
That was just good defense. So now we'll get to see the Seahawks on offense. Couldn't ask for a whole lot better field position. Anytime you're on your side of the 50, that's awesome.
Oh, definitely.
Since this timeout,
Like I said earlier,
Seahawks.
I think we'll see a whole lot of splitting the zones,
We need a TV and a player.
putting your 3 receivers on the side where there's the most field.
Is that
going to
cool?
that side and just hitting somebody with that ball.
Yeah, well, they're famous for that, man.
Yeah, nothing fancy, but what they do is really wonderful. They're really good at what they do. You don't really see a whole lot of trick plays out of them because they don't need it. They're just good at what they do. Like I said, Krev's a doctor of the game.
Give me a quick mic check. Hit the 2
I
minutes.
think they're trying to get their players situated.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta take that ball off.
Okay, I can do that.
Grab the new ball and run over the 2 checkers.
And I
The
think they're
ball is
ready.
in play.
Down, set, hike.
Snaps the ball, rolls to his right. Got some nice blocking in front of him. He hits Dante with the ball, and he's still on his feet before being brought down at the 26-yard line. That is first down Seahawks.
18-yard gain. Nice pickup.
Just click the height meter. Run over
Oh yeah, anytime you can get some yak yardage is just a wonderful thing.
Good to go.
Down, set, hike.
Snaps the ball, rolls to his right, goes to his left. Got plenty of time to throw that one. And he just overthrows it just a tad. Incomplete.
That was really close. It almost looked like that could have been an interception.
It very well could have been.
Down, set, hike.
Makes the snap, rolls to his right. Goes to the left, goes to the right. Got a man open in the middle, and that's who he hits with the ball, Alf. And it looks like it's going to be a first down. He's still on his feet, still going. Touchdown Seahawks. Pending the extra point, it will be 7-0 Seahawks.
That was a good play.
Absolutely. Krev has awesome pocket presence. He's one of the hardest people to sack in the league, in my opinion. And he was living proof of that during that play. Found his man in the middle, and then the receiver made a good play by getting down the field and scoring.
Seven and nothing. Seahawks.
Yeah, we'll have
And
to see what
Mustangs.
the Mustangs can do on offense with this one. They have got to limit turnovers. If they want to have any chance of winning this game, they've got to limit the turnovers and make a stop or two on defense.
Definitely need them turnovers. Keep the Seahawks off the field.
The last thing they want to do is turn it over again on this
Just the
drive
ball
and
in
put
play.
even more momentum on the side of the Seahawks. The ball is in play.
Down, set, hike.
The kick is up. Kai receives it to the 20, the 30, the 40, and he will be brought down at the 36-yard line. I think one thing's got to happen on this drive is Blaze has got to take some of that pressure off of him. I know that's easier said than done against this defensive front, but he's got to get some more time to throw that ball. Either that or put some people on some quicker routes and get up the field. Snaps the ball, rolls to his right. Not a block is given right now. And he is brought down at the 29-yard line, losing 7 yards.
That offensive line buckled on him.
Well, I think what they're doing is they're following the quarterback right now instead of just going up there and grabbing a block. A lot of times quarterbacks who like to dance around, they like to set their line up with the blocks. So a lot of times you can juke yourself out of a block. Snaps the ball, rolls to his left. Got plenty of space if he wants to run it, and he does, gaining about 8 yards. That will be 3rd and 9 on the 37-yard line.
But you were right. The offensive line pretty much just followed the quarterback on that last play. Not this play, but that last play.
That last play, they just made up for the sack. Snaps the ball, rolls to his right. And it is intercepted by Jaden. Still on his feet, trying to make some room, and he is brought down at the 36-yard line.
Nice interception by the Seahawks. It looked like they had somebody on the right there that was wide open too.
It's hard to see when you've got people in your face like that, though, especially Snaps the ball, rolls to his right.
I still don't see how they do it.
He's cutting to the left, and he hits Jaden's spot with the ball, and he is brought down immediately at the 40-yard line. Excuse me. Still in that trips right formation.
Down, set, hike.
Snaps the ball, rolls to his right. And he is brought down, sacked.
Good sack on that
at the
one.
48-yard line. That's the first sack of the evening we've seen for the Mustang defensive line. That's what they've got to get going. They've got to get some defensive stops. They don't want this one to get out of hand this early.
Right. They need to get in his face for sure.
Absolutely. Trips left.
Down, set, hike.
Snaps the ball, rolls to his left. Looks like he got a little bit of pressure on him, but he's got a man open, and it is caught by Angelo. Picking up 17 yards, 3rd and inches at the 31-yard line.
That offensive line is giving them all day to throw. Every once in a while, you might see somebody slip through, but not often.
Absolutely.
Down,
the thing is about Krebs, he's so good at scrambling, he really doesn't need a whole lot of blocks to set up. As soon as he sees somebody open, he'll try to hit him with the ball. I think on that one there's just a little miscommunication between him and the receiver in the middle on the cut. It looked like he thought he was going to cut left, and he ended up cutting right.
This would be a massive stop here if the Mustangs can pull this off.
If they stop him one more time, it's a turnover. I wouldn't be surprised to just see Krebs run this one and get the first down. And he runs. Oh, nope, it is actually a pass to Jaden, picking up 17 yards.
Hearing that name a lot on this drive, too.
Jaden is definitely one of their key receivers. Usually if he's open, Krebs likes to hit him with it because he can make yardage after the catch.
Down, set, hike.
Snaps the ball, rolls to his left, cuts to his right. Got a little bit of pressure. It's actually batted down.
And that's what the Mustangs keep doing. Just keep getting in his face like that.
Absolutely.
Make him hurry up and throw that ball. Maybe they...
Right. The more you pressure him, the more likely any quarterback is to make a bad decision. You just can't let him sit and throw. He's got a little bit of pressure.
And that was pretty good coverage on the Mustangs' part.
Oh yeah, he had to. I think he had to run around a little bit more than he wanted to on that one too.
Down, set, hike.
Snaps the ball, rolls to his left. That's a reception by Jaden and a touchdown. Pending the extra point, it will be Seahawks 14, Mustangs 0.
And again, right up the middle.
The middle's a very tricky place to cover. I don't envy anybody who's an MOB in this league because it's a very tricky position. And the kick is good. Seahawks 14, Mustangs nothing.
It looks like the Mustangs' defense was starting to pick it up a little.
Absolutely,
They're
it
still
just
in
seems
this
like
game.
they're generating pressure. It just seems like they're giving up. They're giving a little bit too much cushion to these receivers. I think they need to tighten up their coverage a little bit.
Coming back in.
Which I know on this receiving core, it's a little easier said than done.
Exactly. But the Mustangs have plenty of time to get back into this game.
Absolutely, but the last thing they need is to, keep giving the ball back to the Seahawks. They've got to get back. They've got to get up this field and generate some first downs and get some kind of points.
Seeing what the hold-up is on the kickoff.
I have no idea. Could be a crash play or something like that because I didn't see a flag on the play or anything.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Everybody's lined up.
Is the ball in play?
Yeah, here we go. He just rests back in.
The ball is in play.
Down, set, hike.
Kick is up. Kai receives the kick. And pretty much no room to go there. Brought down at the 28-yard line. They have got to get something going for them on this drive. If not, this could get out of hand really quickly.
Down, set, hike.
Takes the snap, rolls to his left. Got a little bit of pressure on him, but he's going to take off with it and gain 4 yards. That was pretty smart quarterbacking right there. He didn't want to force anything, just wanted to gain some yards.
Yeah, there
Not a
was
bad play at
nobody
all, first
open.
down.
Literally had nobody to throw to. Was awesome coverage by the Seahawks.
Absolutely.
Down,
Stripes
set,
left.
hike.
Rolls to his left. Nice blocks up front. And he's just going to take off with it. Still on his feet, finally brought down, picking up 10 yards.
That's what they needed too.
Hey, if they keep giving it to him, I say keep running the ball.
That's what I'm saying.
Drive the truck till the tires fall off.
It looks like perhaps they incorporated the fumble protection system. I keep seeing people tuck the ball.
They have. I said something about that a little bit earlier, but I'll bring it back. They have nerfed the fumbling.
Down, set,
They
hike.
changed the running animation. They nerfed the fumbling to a very low percentage. I want to say it's like 0.02 or something like that. They lowered the percentage to having a fumble pretty low, and they also changed it to where you can't throw when you're stumbled. So you'll see a lot, like you used to.
Needed to happen.
You used to see the quarterback could throw when he had people in his face. It's not the case anymore.
And that was a big sack by the Seahawks.
Because they were getting something going on that one.
Down, set, hike.
Snaps the ball, rolls to his left, and he's just brought down. Looks like he parked car on that one. Looks like the left guard had the block, but I don't think he noticed, and he just ran right into Maleficent.
Down, set, hike.
Snaps the ball, rolls to his right, and then Otis was there. You've got
Another
to
big
contain
sack.
Otis.
3 sacks in a row.
Yeah, that D-line is...
That hurts.
Somebody's made them mad. That is for sure. You've got to kick it. You're on your own 10. I'd kick it. Looks like that's what they're going to do.
It's about the only thing you can do.
Mm-hmm.
But this is preseason. We have known to. Well, that was a good stop by the Mustangs.
Absolutely. Referee timeout. Any reason why? What's the reason why they stopped the clock, Slate?
That's what I was just looking for. I don't see the reason unless
They haven't said anything that I can see.
Well, is Tom one of the referees? Because he just logged out. It might be because he needed to relog right quick.
Yeah, he just got back online.
Okay, that could be it. It might be because he crashed.
right.
Yeah, what's up?
If does a 3 crash rule reply? Does that also extend to refs?
It should. At this point.
I believe it should.
No, he was having replay issues. You don't want him to not have that, so he had to relog for it. All right, we're all good.
Mama Hernandez, the Seahawks are a renamed returning Super Bowl champion from last season. They were the Bills. The squad has pretty much stayed together with a few enhancements and a few losses, but the core group is still together. They were undefeated last season, and they lost their first preseason game, which was a shock to the entire league. The Mustangs are a returning team with a few enhancements from a few other teams, but the Seahawks are favored to win this bout.
And they picked up 28 yards with a pass to Jaden. Trips left.
Hi, Mom. I'm famous.
But like I said earlier,
Downside hike.
the Seahawks are very polished. And like Slate said earlier, they've kept most of their players. In my opinion, they're a little bit stronger this year than they were last year, especially up front. They have a really good defensive line. Their receivers are pretty much the same with the addition of
Downside hike.
I'm drawing a blank. Angelo.
Yeah, and also
Chris can take off.
Mal Galaxy is a
Mal.
new addition to the team, and he's a very skilled player from many previous seasons. So they're definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with this season. Their first loss that they had against the Titans,
Hike.
they had an injured quarterback, so he's playing, coming off of a surgery, so he wasn't.
Lots of pressure.
Oh, he's dropping way back. Passes up and caught. It's going to be a first down.
Good call on the receivers, though, to come back and rescue him out of that.
Seahawks also tightened up that line a little bit too.
Absolutely.
I'm on there.
Miles
Their
on the
O-line this season
Seahawks.
is
Yeah.
a lot better. Gave Otis some help up front.
Downside hike.
Snaps the ball, rolls to his left. Got a little bit of pressure. Oh, he just got that off in time, and Jaden comes down with it. Still on his feet, and he's finally brought down at the 9-yard line, picking up 19 yards. 1st and 10.
That one could have gone either way. They had a defender there that could have intercepted that ball too.
Usually with just one guy on him, Jaden will come down with it. He's one of those that's when he's covered, he's open.
Right.
Krebs brought down, losing 1 yard. I think this season, if the current ball stays with us, we'll see a lot more sacks than we did last season.
Down, set, hike.
Makes the snap, rolls to his right. A little bit of pressure, but not too much to be worried about. Got some blocks, and it is caught by Alf, and so that's the bug I was talking about. So he got tackled in the end zone.
Right. And to be honest, he could have ran that ball in if he wanted to.
Krev will usually
We're just
throw
we
it if
gotta
he
move that
can.
back, guys.
Yeah, but he had that
Rainy
whole
field, got some
left
issues
side
we're
wide
still
open.
working out.
Mm-hmm. If I had to guess, I'm thinking that they'll just let Krev run it in right quick. They'll roll the play back, just let him run it in. There is a bug that it doesn't recognize a touchdown if you catch it in the end zone and get tackled in the end zone.
All right, guys, go ahead and set up the kick. Let's make sure it gives you extra point.
Just waiting on the refs to get this squared away.
Mm-hmm. Looks like they're just going to reward the touchdown, not make him run it in at all.
Down, set, hike.
The kick is up. And it is good. Seahawks 21, Mustangs nothing.
The more closer that Seahawks got to the end zone, the more tougher it got. The Mustangs really put up a good fight whenever they got really close to the end zone, and they've done that.
Down,
and
set,
to the
hike.
point to where it's only 21-0.
The kick is returned by Kai. Still on his feet trying to make something happen, and it is brought down at the 30. Slate, we don't have sponsors during the preseason.
Down.
Still on that trips right. They've got to make something happen on this drive. Makes the snap, rolling to his right. Not a whole lot of space to work with, but he does find a hole, picking up 2 yards.
Definitely, they got to come out with some points on this drive here.
If I was that quarterback, I would grab the face masks of every single one of my O-linemen, tell them to go out there and grab somebody. It's got to happen. You can't let 3 people, 4 people in there, especially right off the snap. Rolls to the left. Oh, he missed that block right there. And it's another interception. Turnovers are killing them.
That's killing every one of their drives. Is every time it's interception.
And the fact that the Seahawks are perfect when it comes to every single one of their possessions, they haven't turned the ball over or given it away.
I'm really
Down,
surprised they
set,
haven't
hike.
ran more. They were doing really good there at the very beginning with the run.
Well, with the new animation system, you don't stumble as much as you did, and so I guess it kind of makes the runners a little bit more nervous. And with it being a
Down,
preseason
set,
game,
hike.
Krev might want to work with his receivers a little bit. Makes the snap, cuts to his right, got plenty of space. Just out of the receiver's hands on that one, incomplete. 3rd and 8.
As I said earlier, once you get closer to that end zone, the Mustangs really step it up a couple of notches.
Down,
The
set,
problem
hike.
is with that Mustang defense right now is the fact that when it comes to the downs that matter, your 3rd downs, your 4th downs, they aren't generating any kind of stops. And it's a reception by Alf.
30-yard
extra point.
touchdown.
Will be 28-0. When it rains, it pours, Mr. Drad. When it rains, it pours.
Down.
That
Set.
it does.
Hike.
That it does. But again, they can still make this into a game.
Absolutely. Anything could happen, but with the offensive production that I'm seeing from the Mustangs right now, I don't see it happening, and unless if that O-line can tighten up. It seems like they're just getting outmanned and outplayed up front. I think it's just a battle of showing who has a lot more experience than the other side. I don't know a whole lot about
Down.
the
Set.
offensive front of the Mustangs, but if I had to go out on a limb, I would guess that they aren't as experienced as the defensive front of the Seahawks. And there's a fumble. It is picked up by Kent Voss, and he is brought down. That is the first fumble of the evening.
It looked like he should have tried to keep that outside slant. He had some open field to work with, but he kind of closed his path off.
Down, set, hike.
Makes the snap, rolling to his right. That was a delayed block on that one. It seemed like Jace had the block on Odith, but I think Blaze just ran into Odith because the block didn't deploy in time. The guard did all he could do on that one. Sometimes that just happens.
Down,
Yeah,
set,
it does.
hike.
Makes the snap, rolls to his left, and the left guard just
Big
got juked
sack.
on that one. He got juked hard.
And you got to give it to the Seahawks line too. They have been like sacking left and right.
They're really good at getting as close to the O lineman as you can and then making a juke, because the closer you get to that O lineman before you juke around, the more likely you are to get by them, because then they're reacting. And it looks like he's going to get brought down again, and he does.
Wow.
And it seems like if the O-line of the Mustangs give up one sack, they're going to give up another one and another one and another one. There's no bounce back. Okay, guys, we've got to do this. We've got to get it together. It seems like they let it get in their head when they give up one sack, and it kind of makes their play suffer a little bit.
They need to give their quarterback some breathing room right now.
Absolutely. Because this is the second or third time they're having to kick it out of their own end zone.
Set, hike.
And the kick is up. Got a little bit of bounce on it, and it is received by Skinnerd. Trying to make some room. Hands the ball off. Still on his feet. Still going.
There he goes.
Got a couple people to beat, and he is brought down at the 37-yard line.
That was a nice handoff to get them extra yards.
Another thing I've noticed is that the Seahawks, most of their drives have been past the 50. They haven't had to earn a whole lot of yardage to generate points.
That's very true, Billy.
Their defense has dominated.
It has
game.
been like between
Down,
the 40
set.
and the 50-yard line they've been setting up.
Snaps the ball, rolls to his left. He gets rid of it really quick, and it looks like just a little bit of a miscommunication. Incomplete, 2nd and 10.
Down, set, hike.
Makes the snap, rolls to his left, cuts to his right, got plenty of space if he wants to take off with it, and he does. He's still going, still on his feet, and he is brought down after picking up 10 yards. 1st and 10 on the 27-yard line.
You gotta love runs like that.
It's just proficient.
Exactly.
In my opinion, why throw it if you can run it and score? Because when you throw, 3 things can happen. 2 of them are bad.
Down, set, hike.
Snaps the ball, rolls to his left. Got the block he needs, and he just tossed it off to Skinner Skytower, who is still on his feet, and it is a touchdown. Pending the extra point, it will be Seahawks 35, Mustangs nothing. This one is getting out of hand and in a hurry.
Yeah, the Seahawks are pretty much just having their
Down,
way
set, hike.
on defense and offense.
I was expecting a Seahawks win before we started this one, but I was not expecting this this high of a score before we even hit the half.
The Mustangs are a relatively young organization as well. I mean, they struggled last season. They kept a few of their better players, but a lot of the squad isn't used to playing together. So we are in the preseason. They've got a good shot at piecing things together before the season starts and making an impact on the league.
Oh, absolutely. They do. They do have plenty of time to develop their team and to get everything the way they need it to be. They improved a lot last season, especially in the last 3 or 4 games of the season. Just barely, I believe they just barely missed playoffs, if memory serves. They missed by, I think, 1 ranking to making the playoffs.
I think it's a pretty safe bet that with the additions they've made, they're going to make the playoffs this season. That's my prediction, at least.
Quite possibly. I'll have to relook at the conferences, but you could be right. And he's brought down. You can't throw out of the stumble. The O-line on that play just crunched up. I don't really know the blocking scheme on that one. It seemed like the guard and both guards went inside and the center went back. To me, you're just asking for pressure, especially if the OLBs push in like they're supposed to. It's too much pressure. I don't really know what they were trying to accomplish with that one, and he's brought down again. I would have to make a change up front. Something has got to give. That's just me.
Down, set, hike.
Makes the snap, rolls to the right. Got a couple blocks. He's got a seam if he wants to take it. And he's just going to throw it up. And just a little high, but it was good placement, just a little far. I think it was good placement all in all because he threw it where either his receiver was going to catch it or nobody. 4th down. They're at the 10 yet again. It will be another kick out of their own end zone.
He actually got some good blocking on that. He ran to the right and pretty much was all alone.
Absolutely, but when you're in your own red zone, what are you going to do? You have almost no field to work with. You can't roll backwards. If he would have went any farther to the right or to the left, he'd have been on his own. I say, yeah, maybe run off with it, but he needed that big yardage on 3rd and a lot. The kick is up, and it looks like Skinner's going to come down with it, and he does. Still on his feet, trying to make something happen, and he is brought down the 46-yard line.
The field yardage for the Seahawks has just been totally on their side.
Absolutely. And yet another possession on their side of the 50.
Down,
pretty much the whole game's been is between 40 and the 50-yard line.
Snaps the ball, got plenty of blocks up front. Still blocks when he cuts the other way. And he's got a man open. Skinner's got Tower on the right-hand side, still on his feet, getting those yaks. And it is gaining of 29 yards, excuse me. And the ball's going to be placed at the 17-yard line.
Down, set, hike.
Snaps the ball, rolls to his left. And he passed the ball incomplete. When I first started at O-line, even up until this day, if I wanted to develop and change my style a little bit, what I would do is I would look at other players that are respected in the community, such as Odith, Arwin, Tor, players that I knew were really good blockers, and I would watch them and I would emulate their angles. I'd emulate their blocking styles and things like that. And I think that's a good step for anybody, regardless, of your growth with playing or how long you've been playing. And sometimes teams like to put their weakest players on O-line just where they'll do the least amount of damage. I've seen teams do that. I'm not saying the Mustangs do that, but I know that some teams do that.
Yeah,
I don't recommend that this season.
Down, set.
I think up front is one of the most important positions on the field other than quarterback.
And also, if you have problems even doing anything like that, there are players that are more than willing to help you learn.
Absolutely. There's always somebody in the players group. I don't claim to know a whole lot, but I'm usually online.
I
know. Do what?
I said myself, I actually hit up Odith yesterday, to see if he'd help me practice. So I mean, uh, all these great players, they want
Down, set.
other great players out there on the field, and they're willing to teach you. All you got to do is ask.
Snaps the ball is up. It is returned by Kai, and he is brought down to 28. We have 55 seconds left in this half.
Down, set, hike.
Score is 42-0. He snaps the ball, rolling to his right. Got a lot of pressure on him. Up just in the nick of time blocks, and he's just going to take off with it. He's still on his feet, brought down. They have got to snap this ball in a hurry. You are in extreme hurry-up mode.
It was a good bunch of yards there on that play.
Well, it's because I don't think they were expecting the run this late into the half. They've got to get a score here.
Down, set, hike.
Snaps the ball, rolling to the left. Got plenty of space. He's just going to toss it up, and it's way too far, incomplete.
Second and 10 on the 40-yard line.
Down, set, hike.
Snaps the ball, rolling to the left. Got some pressure, lots of pressure. Fumble. Looks like Oath's going to pick it up, and he does. Got two people to beat, and he's just going to run it out. The Seahawks have 7 seconds if they want to try to score again.
Again, the turnovers have been a factor in this game.
Down, set, hike.
Snaps the ball, rolling to his right. He's got a man up in the middle. He hits him for the end of the half. It's the first time we've seen Kovu with an interception. And pending they aren't going to get the extra point. It is 48-0 at the half. We have two-tier teams to perform for us. The Mustangs will go first. The Seahawks cheer squad will go second. We'll see you in the second half with more exciting UFO football. Please enjoy the half.
I don't know if the Parcel Media is going to play over here, and I can't get in the other sim, so I have no music.
Do what?
I have no music. The Parcel's not streaming here, and I can't get in the other sim because I don't have a ticket.
Well, what they used to couldn't stream the music on Twitch anyways, or they'd get the stream muted.
They can now, so
just mute the stream.
Silently dancing. What's going on?
Yeah, you just came in on dancing. That's pretty much what they've been doing.
Well, that's silly. Yeah, there's no DCMA over here in Hitbox, so they can have music. I'll just play my own.
Good idea.
Shake it down. 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 Shake it down.
Looks like we got some people lined up ready to play some football.
Just so then play when it's done.
squads are done cheering.
Looks like
Is
we're,
up. There's a penalty on the field.
I think that's the first penalty of the game.
And if it holds up, I'm not really sure what it is. Looks like half the players are just both on the other side. Not really sure what's going on. It's gonna be a free kick.
Yeah, it looks like it.
It's gonna be an offsides. 3 of your center players went across.
Just waiting on the Seahawks to get on their formation.
Looks like they cheated off the ball.
Hey, Tom.
Yes,
My
ma'am?
other captain had to step away for a second. Am I allowed to have someone else kick it?
Just register him as a captain. Who it? All I need to know is who it is. That's it. Because you guys only did 2 captains, so he'll take that captain
Correct.
spot.
Alright.
Okay. Yeah, that's
Delay
fine.
of
You guys can
game.
do
Oh, okay.
Alright, it'll be key.
The refs is trying to get
that. All right, Key.
this
Who's the
all
one that stepped off?
situated so we can get this ball back into play.
Okay, gotcha.
And Mustangs kicked off the ball. Warden receiving the kick.
Cover.
Is it Kogan? Kovu?
Yeah, it's cover. Yeah.
Oh, Kovu. Alright.
I know it's hard. People.
I know, I'm so
Changing their
bad with
names
some of
and
these
stuff.
names, man.
Looks like they have made a change up front for the Seahawks. Looks like we've got Death Sheep up front. This is that phase of the game where you'll probably see some backups get a little bit of experience, trying to give them some real
Down
game time.
said.
Get them
Yeah,
up
it
to
looks
par.
like it looks like they took out Prime and put in Death Sheep.
Got somebody open deep, and it is picked off. That's the
Which
first
is what
interception
the
Chris thrown.
Stangs needed to do.
A little too late, but it's still good to see. Looks like we have Marlowe in at quarterback now. Gonna try changing the guards here for the Mustangs as well.
Down, set, hike.
Lots of pressure. Lots of pressure up front, but she still finds somebody open. It is Kai.
That was a really good pass.
I think that Marlowe senses pressure a little bit better, but I do think that Blaze sees running lanes a little bit quicker.
This might be a decent shift in players on the Mustang side.
She's got a seam to the left. Got blockers around her. Got somebody open, but she just overshot it.
Second and 10 on the 41-yard line. Mustangs have the ball. Ball is in play. Looks like you got trips to the left.
Down, set, hike.
Marlowe receives the ball. Runs to the left. Looking for somebody open. Oh, she is covered. She's got somebody all over her back. And wow, what a catch.
Great throw by the quarterback with the receiver make that play. That was a throw into coverage that could have very well been picked off if it wasn't for Kent Voss.
Was a pickup of 13 yards.
This is the farthest they've made it in a while.
Down,
Yeah,
set,
they got a
hike.
good drive going on here. Marlowe receives the ball and runs to the left. Got somebody open down the seam. Got somebody on her back. She tosses it down the middle, and I believe that was a batted down ball. Everybody hurries up. Marlowe under center again.
Yeah, they've got to run
Trips
a
to the
rushed
left.
offense.
Yeah, they're doing really good at keeping them on their toes right now. Marlowe goes back. She's got defenders all
Whoa, she's
over her
rolling back
back
real
right now.
far.
Oh, wow. Wow. What a sack by the Seahawks.
They've got to make their O-line up front more trustworthy. There's not really a whole lot of reason as to why a quarterback should have to go back that far.
That's a 28-yard loss.
Exactly. I know that you're just trying to make something happen, but rolling back that far, if you do get sacked, you're going to lose a lot of yards. It seems to
Yeah. Marlowe going to the left.
get somebody deep open right-hand
I
field.
know. And throws it down the middle, and it is picked off.
Yeah, I
By,
think she
was that
saw
Angelo?
opening there. I think that just put the nail in the coffin there, Dre.
Yeah,
I really do.
that pretty much. They're getting really close to the mercy rule.
I don't know if they're doing that in the preseason or not. I'm pretty sure that the lead has to be over 50. I think it's either 53 or 55.
Yeah,
But I don't know if they're doing the
around
mercy
that.
rule in this season. If that was the case, I'm pretty sure the clock would be running right now.
Down, set.
And the point is good.
If the mercy rule is in
Guys,
effect,
just so you guys know,
we'll
mercy
see it
rule is in
initiate after the
effect.
kickoff.
There's no way to stop
Yeah,
the clock.
I thought it was like
Penalties.
56.
Once
Usually it's like
once you
56.
breach the 55 plane, the next change of possession, so at the start of the kickoff is when the clock will start going again, but the extra point doesn't have a clock initiator because the play clock or the game clock doesn't run during that kick.
I was
So-
informed that they are doing the mercy rule.
Yep, it is now ticking
Down,
away.
set. Hike.
6 minutes left in the game. Deep kick to the right, and mercy rule is going to speed up the rest of this game, and maybe we'll see something out of the Mustangs in this rushed game finisher.
All right, I was just informed that I needed to turn my mic up in world. So that's what I did. I'm hoping that makes it a little bit better.
And you got Marlowe back on the center, and looks like she's in the shotgun. No, trips to the right. Sorry about that.
Down, set.
Hikes the ball. Marlowe runs to the right, looking for somebody. Got somebody downfield. Ooh, that was a close throw. I mean, she literally threaded that ball between two defenders.
Absolutely, but with as little time as they're getting in the backfield, what other options would she have? That's really good throwing, really good awareness on her part.
That was a really great
Down,
throw
set.
and a good catch too. Marlowe running to the left. Got defenders all over him. She's sat up there on the 9-yard line.
She's just getting smacked around up there.
But that offensive line is just not doing the Mustangs any justice.
I would have to try something here. I'd pull some of my receivers in the O-line. I'd try something because that up front is just not cutting it. Maybe pulling a receiver to grab some blocks or something. Like I said earlier with a check and release route. See,
And it's
another
sacked
sack
again.
yet again. It's more of it seemed like the beginning of the half we saw a little bit better blocking, but the more and more we're getting into this, it just seems like the wind of the sails of the Mustangs O-lineman is just completely gone.
Pretty low right now.
Down, set. Hike.
When Marlowe hikes the ball, runs it out of the end zone, and is tackled at the 9-yard line, either 8-9 yard line, for a pickup of 7 yards.
Yep. I don't know, but on third down in a bunch, I would have tried something.
Yeah, you may as well, because I mean you're already in the mercy
Down,
rule, so you may
set,
as well just
hike.
go ahead and try it. And the Stains get the ball back. I mean the Seahawks get the ball back, and that is Left receives the kick for a pickup of 22 yards, 1st and 10 on the Seahawks' 29-yard line. Mustangs, 29-yard line even.
With the new decreased stumble and the ball tucking system, we're seeing a little bit of the old Mal Galaxy come out on getting that extra yak yards. Since the inception of the stumble system, it's kind of hindered a lot of the better runners.
Wide open.
Mal was one of the strongest runners before the incorporation of the stumble system, and we're seeing definitely an improved running game and yak yard increased performance by Mal Galaxy.
And I hate to be frank, but I think that it's also showing a little bit of a lack in tackling strength on the defensive side.
Down said, hey.
Snaps the ball, rolls to the right, cuts to the left, and he just gets rid of it. That middle has been open this entire drive.
It has. Pretty much that middle's been open this entire game. They're really getting killed down the middle.
Whoever their MLB is has got to be kicking himself when he watches this game film, because I don't know if they're seeing their MLB short mid or deep mid, but those safeties have got to get help. I mean, when you're giving up that much yardage in the pass, my mantra would be bend and not break. Give up that short mid for the deep mid, because you can tackle somebody, you know, and keep them from getting yardage. But if you're giving up your own end zone in the deep mid like that, it's really dangerous.
Now, and the extra point is good.
The receiver who just got that touchdown lined up in the guard for that extra point. Did they change the ruling that you didn't have to do a line change in order to do that?
I am not sure. They might have said something about a line change on the field. I didn't hear it or see it.
There was no announced line change, but maybe the ref.
It was a lineman that caught that?
No. It was a wide receiver that caught the ball, but then he lined up on the guard position for the extra point.
I don't know if they do that on the extra point and the kicks anymore.
I know it used to be a thing. Maybe they've changed that.
I don't know. To me, that was kind of a pointless rule. I mean, just get on a ball, kick it. You know, like that. That's my opinion. I'm not one of the rule makers up in here or anything like that, but that's just the simple commentator's opinion.
Kai received the kick for a pickup of 26 yards.
Down, set, hike.
And Marlowe hikes the ball. Dancing around the middle.
Jace just
running
missed
to
that
the left.
block on Edith. She was out of bounds.
Throws the ball. Oh, and it's picked off.
I would challenge that play if I was on the Mustangs side of the ball.
What did you see, Billy?
It looked like Marlowe's possession circle, part of it went out of bounds before she threw it.
Yeah, the angle I was on the sideline, and she was definitely out of bounds.
Out of bounds?
Down,
See, I would challenge, but that's just me. Oh, wait, you can't challenge in mercy rule, I don't think.
No, I don't
because
think
it would incorporate a timeout. I just received news from my refereeing correspondent. I have several correspondents in my staff that they did change the rule and that you do no longer have to announce lineup changes in special team plays.
Down, said, hey.
Craven hikes the ball and runs to the left, dancing around the middle.
Got some pressure up.
Yeah, got a little
nice
pressure
recovery
going
by
on
that
there.
line.
And he throws the ball, and that ball is caught by Kobu for
One
a
thing
pickup of 24 yards.
And you cannot call a challenge during the mercy rule. See, I have several correspondents. I have a refereeing correspondent, streaming correspondents. I have several people.
Down, said, hey.
One thing you'll notice in the difference between the O-line of the Seahawks and the O-line of the Mustangs is the fact that, yeah, there's still some initial pressure, but their recovery is a whole lot better. If you pressure the O-line of the Mustangs, it seems like they kind of just give up on the play. And that middle again.
Yep, right up that middle. Pretty much Craven's having his way, throwing that ball up that middle like that.
I'd make a change at middle possibly, or maybe put one of your OLBs into coverage because blitzing Kraft can be a bit irrelevant at times anyways, just because he's so good on his feet. I'd put somebody into coverage, maybe let your other pressures trying to get to him. I'd try something different at this point. I mean, why not? YOLO.
And that last play was an incomplete pass. With the ball on the 12-yard line. Craven waiting to hike the ball. Got trips to the left.
Down, set, hey.
Hikes the ball. Craven goes to the left. Throws it immediately, and it is caught by Skinnerd for a 9-yard gain with the ball on the 3-yard line. Got trips to the right. Craven waiting for the ball to be hiked.
Down, set, hey.
Being so close to the end zone, they hike the ball. Craven runs to the right, dances around, looking for somebody to throw to, and he was sacked for a loss of 9 yards.
Down, set, hey.
Craven hikes the ball, dancing around the middle again, looking for somebody to throw to. Throws it down the middle, and it is intercepted by Blaze. And is brought down. Oh, and it's fumbled.
That's the second fumble of the game, I believe. Second or third.
They had the ball, but then they gave it back.
Whoever's in charge of nerfing the fumble, nerf it some more.
Craven's waiting for the ball. He's got trips to
Down,
the right.
set, hey.
Hikes the ball. Runs to your right. And dead ball penalty. Be a loss of 5 yards.
Also, another rule change while I'm thinking about it is they changed the cadencing rule.
Start on your,
all you have to do is only word that has to be audible is down.
During the cadence.
All right.
Right, pretty much all they have to do is say down, right?
Mm-hmm.
As long as that's heard, everything is good.
Mm-hmm. From what I was told during the Titans scrim this week, yeah. If any of my correspondents during this fourth quarter would like to IM me and let me know of any other rule changes, I'd be glad to pass them on to our viewers.
The ball is back into play. Craven is waiting for the ball. Trips to your right.
Down, set, hey.
Craven gets the ball, dances around the middle, looking for somebody to throw to, and he throws it down the right. And what a catch by Skinnerd for 21-yard touchdown play.
Good catch by Skinner on that one. Also,
that was a nice catch there in the corner.
Another part of that rule is that after you say down, you have 5 seconds to hike the ball.
Oh, now that I did not know.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty neat. That way, I guess you can make sure everybody's turned around and everything before you hike the ball. That's pretty cool. I'm glad that they're changing that rule a little bit. I think that
that's actually cadence, a good rule.
Yeah, the cadence to me is a bit pointless because it's like the defensive players can't really move or anything until the ball's hiked anyway. I mean, yeah, you can push offsides and everything, but I mean, I don't really see much of a point. I don't listen to the cadence when I'm on defense. I look at the ball. When the ball moves, I move.
And the ball has been put into play. We're waiting for kickoff by the Seahawks to the Mustangs. And the ball is off. Kai receives the kick for a pickup of 19 yards on the 36-yard line. Got Marlowe in the center again. Trips to your right.
I'd love to see him score.
That would be
in
nice.
One of their final drives. I'd like to see something positive go for him. I know it's...
Yes, definitely. Marlowe runs to your right, and she is sacked. Kovu all over her back.
He came in from the other side of the field. There's also a new forfeit rule. The new forfeit rule is that if a team forfeits, the team receiving the win will get 55 points. So in essence, the score would end up being 55 to nothing. Nice last second block there.
Is there a reason for the awarded points?
I guess just another penalty for. I know that there's a monetary fine. I believe that the first time offense is 1K, and the second time offense is, I believe, 5K, 4 or 5K. And this is just another, I guess, another incentive to show up to the games.
Down, set, hike.
We didn't have that problem a whole lot last season. It seemed to be the same one or two teams that kept having trouble fielding people last season, and it was towards the end of the season. While we're dwindling on time, Drad, just for funsies, there's no real rewards or anything for it in the preseason. Who do you think's player of the game?
Down, set, hike.
Drad?
Well, if I had to put my money out, I would say probably Mal Galaxy on this one. He's had a couple of really, really good returns, a lot of good runs, several good interceptions. I would give it to Mal. And he's had mega monster sacks after sacks after sacks. I think we expected to see a lot out of Odith, but I think Mal has been the defensive player of the game by far.
Right.
Absolutely. If I had to pick, I know we stray away from quarterbacks usually, but I'd either pick Crevin or Mal. The reason why I would say Crevin is just because he's been really good at picking out the weakness that they're having towards the deep mid. I think that's who I'd probably go with Mal though as well, just because I know we don't normally like to pick quarterbacks here.
And that ball was intercepted by Kent Boss.
So if you listen to this, Mal, congratulations. You don't really get anything, but we think you did good.
Down, set, hike.
Is my mic working okay now?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Muller runs to the right, chucks it to the middle, and it is intercepted by Dante.
All right, and my reffing friend just told me that the forfeiting thing we were talking about, the first offense is a 5,000 fine, second offense is 10,000, and the third offense your team is subject to owner review. God.
Now that's a fine.
That's intense. That's a lot of money.
Ooh, and it's intercepted.
But that'll do it.
Good game, Mustangs.
Good game,
Good
Mustangs.
game, guys. Thank you.
That interception was taken by Dexter.
Teams.
All right, so gentlemen, game's over. Final thoughts?
Good game.
It kind of went the way we thought it would.
Yes.
A few more points than we thought we'd see. A very strong performance, relentless performance by the Seahawks. They're looking in top form after their Week 1 preseason game. Their Week 2 preseason game was much better, and this is just another steamroll after that. So I think we're going to see big things this season from the Seahawks. I don't think the Mustangs should go away with their heads hung low, though. I think that they put up a good performance in the situation that they have as such a young team that hasn't played a lot together. I think that they're still going to do big things against a lot of the other teams and potentially against the Seahawks as well.
Right. Totally agree with you, Mom.
If I had to leave one final thought with the Mustangs, it would be I would experiment with my blocking scheme. I know that it's, as an O-lineman, it's kind of hard because you receive very little of the praise when you win, and you get a lot of the blame if you're losing. A lot.
I've got Mal Galaxy here on the field. I'll see if he has any words. I'll let him know that he received our player of the game.
Awesome.
Mal Galaxy, I don't know if you're there.
I would really work at the blocking scheme.
We
possibly try
nominated you
different people out of
as
different positions.
preseason Game
It's still
3
really
player of the
early in
game
season,
due to your
especially if
impressive
you've got younger
defensive
players that you
performance.
want to work out.
You had some very strong
Again,
runs and
if,
returns in there,
any-
and some
any
pretty
blockers need
amazing
help or
sacks
anything
with
like
big
that, there's
yards.
plenty
So
of
I don't know if you're
O-linemen
there.
in
If
the
you want to say
league that'd be glad to
anything,
help out.
stream is still live, and we're on.
But yeah, I think that if the quarterbacks, be it
I'm here.
if they had more time, I think they could
Yeah.
generate something. It just seemed like there was a bit of a miscommunication between the quarterbacking and the blocking. But I think as the season goes on, I think that will improve. And again, they are playing the defending Super Bowl champions. We weren't expecting the Mustangs to come down with.
Well,
my said it did, come down a little bit harder than we thought. but it's still really early in the season. Just take it as a learning experience.
Say again, Mal.
Don't dwell too long on it.
That's it from Mal.
Exactly.
Oh, that's it.
He's a
That's it.
soft-spoken man.
Soft-spoken man. Man of very few words, but very, very powerful words.
Going on and like you said,
Great game tonight, guys. You guys had a very strong showing. It was very entertaining to watch.
To tighten that up a little bit more. This game could have been a little different.
Very strong ending to the preseason, and we'll see you guys in the official season coming soon.
Bye-bye.
To a Hitbox stream near you.
And I expect a lot of
Summer Wings.
as the season goes on.
I don't think it was a pickle. I think it was a mouth guard.
Slate, did you ever figure out if the POTG wanted to say a few words?
He did. He said literally a few words. He said, I'm here. And that was it. So,
Awesome.
There you go.
Those are our words from the player of the game. I'm here. He came turned up and ready to play. Strong showing by the Seahawks. I think that's it for me. I don't know if you guys had anything else.
No, it was great commentating with you guys, and
Absolutely.
see you at the next game.
All right.
So
have a good night for those of you viewing out there. Excellent game. Go ahead, Billy.
I was just going to say for myself and Drad, I just want to say have a good evening.